Hi, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. Today I continue my What's in Our Hair Products series, but instead of doing another ingredient deep dive, I'm going to take a step back and review some basic hair product vocabulary. When you're looking up ingredients, as I strongly encourage you do, you'll come across these terms, and although some of them are part of common everyday vernacular, I found it was helpful for me to get a little bit of a refresher in the context of hair products and hair health. I briefly explained a few of these in the past, but that was in the past in different videos and therefore not all that relevant. But before I dive into this very exciting content, I want to introduce another health and wellness journey that I've begun. I exercise, I eat right, and I generally take the clean road, but I haven't tried everything. Given I just detoxed my hair and it was a fabulous experience, check out my Bo Peep Luxuries reviews, I thought it was a good time to give my body a little detox too. Healthcare for hair care. Oh, that's really good. On that note, taking a slight break to introduce a brand I recently partnered with, tell you a little bit about how this detox works, and do a check-in on how it's going. I'm always looking for ways to boost my general health and wellness, so I was really excited when Teamiblends reached out for partnership. At a high level, Teamiblends is a health and wellness company rooted in the delivery of wellness benefits through tea blends. On receiving the email from them, I crossed my fingers as I went to check out their website, ingredients, their whole culture, message, and happily, they're clean. And I'm excited to be testing out their 30-day detox. I am now on day 6 and have noticed the following. One is slightly more energy in the morning. Instead of waking up sluggish and angry that Layla won't sleep past 5 a.m., whether or not I actually want to get up, I find I'm just not as tired. I also find myself less food seeking throughout the day. I tend to graze for entertainment, and when you're just not as hungry, it's just not as fun. Prior to having Layla, I pretty much my whole life have had like washboard abs, and it was something that I took quiet pride in. I always worked out my core. I was doing crunches in the crib, and I haven't had this confirmed by a doctor, but I'm pretty sure I have diastasis recti. I think that's what it's called. Pretty much just means Layla ripped open my rib cage in order to come out. I experienced a ton of bloating. I have experienced that since having Layla, but I assumed it was all related to the diastasis recti. But it looks like I have additional bloating on top of that for some reason or another. And I have noticed that the bloating has gone down. I noticed it for the first time day 3. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to have really any effect from doing this detox because I generally see myself as pretty healthy, and I figured I was pretty much at the highest level I can be in terms of like energy and all of that kind of stuff. I take this skinny tea every morning, and I will be doing that for 30 days. And then every other day, I take this colon tea. I also got this amazing, and I say amazing because it's actually very well created. I love it when companies put thought into the way that they create their products instead of just like slapping a few pieces of plastic together and calling it a day. The way it works, and I will show you because it actually has functionality. So this is the lid. You spin it off, and then it's really cool, but it has this strainer. So you put the tea leaves in the mug, and then you just put the strainer on and you drink it through this spout. This twists off, and it's its own cup. This thing, you measure out 1 teaspoon of the skinny tea for your skinny tea. And I've been doing that at night and just keeping it in the bottom. So in the morning, I come downstairs, I put my tea leaves in here. So I set my tea kettle to 200 instead of 212, which would be boiling. Pour the tea into here. I'm gonna let it seep. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. And since I won't be showing you this because I take the colon tea at night, it comes in tea bags. And you just put one of these in 8 ounces of water. Put one of these in 8 ounces of water and start out with 1 to 3 minutes. That is my recommendation based on experience. This can have a little bit of a laxative effect. The main or first ingredient in here is senna leaves. Senna leaves are expected to irritate the cells in your colon, stimulating intestinal movement, and therefore just like, movement. Pretty much gets things moving. I recommend that you follow the directive to start with 1 to 3 minutes of a seep and then work your way up slowly from there. I already took tea every morning and very often at night, so this whole process has worked very seamlessly into my daily schedule. My prominent fear was that this stuff would taste like garbage, but I'm actually very happy and very surprised to report that it doesn't. It tastes like a mild herbal tea. I want to say like chamomile, but I don't actually know what chamomile tastes like. But my point is, it tastes like a mild tea. Sometimes I put in honey, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the way the sun is shining for me. There is both an original and a lemon flavor for the colon tea. They are actually using lemon to flavor the leaves. They don't use artificial flavoring in any of their products. I'm very happy. So they also have skincare, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Absolutely no pressure, you know me. But if you're interested, check out my description box below. I have a coupon code for 15% off any order, that's Mia, or 20% off any order greater than $40. Use the code Uptight15 or Uptight20 at checkout. And if you do purchase any products, I would love to hear your experience, or holidays are coming up. So if you buy it for a friend or family, I hope they love it. It has been about 4 minutes, and you can see that these tea leaves are actual leaves now. And the great thing is that you can continue to add water to this throughout the day. It's still really hot, so I might burn my tongue. Yeah, it's really hot. But yeah, it just tastes like a mild herbal tea. I'm not going to continue sipping it because I'm going to burn my tongue. But again, I have been drinking this every single morning, and it's good, and it seems to have some kind of positive effects so far. Let's get back to the video. Whew. Now back from our field trip. 5 ingredient categories you'll come across regularly in your research. There are many more, but let's just start here, and I'll do another video in the future. This stuff is not particularly entertaining, so small doses. Up first is surfactants. In shampoos, they generally strip dirt, product buildup, and pollutants from the hair and the scalp, allowing the water to rinse away all of that grut and grime. I don't know if grut's a word. Without getting too technical, surfactants work by lowering the surface tension between two substances, essentially loosening that bond. As part of this process, though, it does, or rather it can, leave the cuticles slightly lifted, potentially causing frizz and moisture loss. Different surfactants in your conditioner or deep conditioner will follow up to help close and smooth those cuticles, creating softness. Surfactants are slightly drying as a standalone ingredient in general, but they're often paired with enough conditioning agents to counteract that effect. I feel like this is another one of those videos where I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be looking, so please just ignore that. The next ingredient category is emulsifiers. Emulsifiers are added in order to combine products that would otherwise not do so naturally, like oil and water. They help droplets remain dispersed instead of recombining with their own and separating from those that are not. Some often used and chemical sounding but safe examples are glycosylcerate, sodium lauryl lactylate, cetyl glucoside, and cetyl alcohol. This just goes to show I've been doing way too much research on this that I can remember those, but kudos to me. Up next are antioxidants. And just a note, a ton of Ayurvedic ingredients have antioxidant properties. Antioxidants fight against oxidative stress, which is the process of free radicals disrupting normal functioning of your body's cells. This can be due to environmental damage in the form of UV rays, pollutants, pesticides, and even unhealthy fats. And there's also other examples as well. Free radicals are, in short, unstable atoms that can damage the body's cell. This can cause thinning of the hair fibers, slower hair growth, and dull and fragile hair. Antioxidants can prevent or reduce this damage and generally can help you protect against many debilitating diseases. Number 4, and just to hammer in this point, is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when there is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body. Free radicals have an uneven number of electrons, leaving the single electron out there sort of desperate for affection from other molecules, and forming with those other molecules can be harmful. Antioxidants can lend this electron to stabilize a free radical without becoming unstable themselves, therefore disarming that free radical that could otherwise cause damage. Many plant-based foods carry antioxidant properties, namely, off the top of my head, berries, like pretty much all the berries, and pomegranate seeds. That is why those are often recommended in those lists on like what to do to increase your hair growth. I recommend you don't eat for hair growth, just eat for health, because a healthy body allows for a healthy scalp and in turn, healthy hair. This again ended up being about antioxidants, but oxidative stress and their faux antioxidants are so closely related that that was unavoidable. Just to note, I tend to talk with my hands a lot when I'm talking about things that I'm not generally familiar about, that I've done a lot of research on, and I'm trying to remember to explain it to someone else. So again, just ignore it if it's bothering you. The last term today is inflammation. This is a loaded term to me, at least, because it has so much to do with the body and health in general. Just whenever you read about some kind of ailment, it's related to inflammation. Overproduction of sebum, which is the oil that your scalp naturally produces, free radicals, and pollutants in general can clog the pores of your scalp, making it hard for hair follicles to breathe, and that in turn causes inflammation of your scalp. Responses include red, itchy, and or dry, flaky scalp. Therefore, note that dandruff is actually the result of inflammation. Listen up here. Infection, allergic reactions, physical and emotional stress, toxin exposure, and even a sedentary lifestyle and unhealthy eating can also cause inflammation. That all being said, between the many potentially allergen-causing ingredients in so many hair products, the stress you may feel this year in quarantine, and also just sedentary days, again, because of the quarantine, it is prime time to target products with anti-inflammatory ingredients. So that's it. Short list, but I'll be back. I love making ingredient videos, but it's difficult because it's such a potentially boring topic, so I'll break this series up with other videos as well. General feedback appears that you all actually really like this information, so thank you, because I really want to continue this exploration. I highly, and I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, I highly encourage you to be very informed when considering hair products. There are so many out there, and there's so many great ones out there, so I think it's very important, even just to support brands that are doing the right thing, to look at what's in your hair products and approve it before you go and purchase them. I want all of our hair to be dazzle ready. That brings me to the end of this video. If you like my content and haven't done so already, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Thanks, and have a good one.